One of the things you've been talking about on your show is your allegation that government officials are aiding in child trafficking and the grooming of children, right?
You mean like what Jeffrey Epstein did with the Clintons?
Yikes. I mean, also amazing, also mixed emotions. The trial, if you can call it that, of Alex yesterday ended, and we have a judgment, but there were some very spicy moments on the stand for Mr. Jones that I want to talk about. And second of all, look, I don't think any one person should be defined forever by one thing they do. I think he has admitted that he was wrong about the things that he said. He has admitted it multiple times. He has admitted it on record, and now there's a $4.1 million judgment against him as a penalty for that. And I don't think that automatically negates all the memes and things of that nature that the man has brought us in the entertainment over the years. And I also think it's a pretty interesting question to ask yourself. What if modern day journalists like the mainstream media were held to the very same standard that they're trying to hold, or that they have held Alex to? It's an interesting question to ponder. While since the topic of this video is going to be spicy, I'm happy to have this video sponsor Vikings. Check this out. Huge shout out to this video sponsor, Vikings War of Clans. First off, big ups to the team over at Vikings War of Clans for sponsoring this video. The dev team asked me to try it out, and I mean, why wouldn't I? It's free anyway, and after 5 minutes, I was absolutely hooked. What I love about the game is I used to play a lot of kind of full browser strategy type experience games, and now it's brought it all right to my mobile phone, so I can log in anywhere, anytime, and play some serious strategy. My favorite part is working with my clan to grow it, strengthen it, and really dive into helping each other grow. The cool thing about Vikings War of Clans is just the MMO features and the strategy features that you can, at your own pace, lead your clan to world domination or just keeping things nice and peaceful. A great holiday is coming. The Vikings War of Clans celebrates its 7th anniversary for 7 years now. Some of the features I love about the game is obviously the ruthless and super exciting battles that go on with players from around the world, the constant updates that they have, and the creation of weapons and equipment for my own army. Vikings are celebrating its 7th anniversary, and they're getting a huge update this month, including Jotunheim. It's a world of giants and eternal ice. Relocate to it during the legendary competition, and you'll be able to take part in the battle for the throne and fight the monsters for coffers and trophies. 3 birthday monster events, blitz competitions every 2 days, and a boost for all new players up to 20% each week. Help support my channel by downloading Vikings for free, only from my links in the description box or the pinned comment, and become a hero of exciting events in the world of Vikings. Don't forget to look me up under my nickname, The Quartering, and maybe we can clan up. Alex faces ruin. Shameless conspiracy theorist is ordered to pay $4.1 million to parents over some of the things that he said on his airwaves that caused people to, like, allegedly show up at their house and harass the parents. Obviously, that's not okay. I don't think anyone is saying that it is. But it is interesting to ask as a thought experiment a little bit about, you know, what about Taylor Lorenz? What about these journalists that perpetuated, what about the people at CNN that perpetuated all this Russia stuff that we now know is baloney sausage? The dossier that was baloney sausage. What about journalists who dox people? Taylor Lorenz famously doxed the creator of Libs of TikTok, and she had to move. She was getting people showing up at her house. These modern day journalists don't ever seem to get held any kind of real standards. We saw all the stuff with Kyle, where these journalists said all sorts of heinous things about him, doubled down on things that they knew flat out weren't true. And as of right now, anyway, have faced absolutely zero professional rebuking and zero legal rebuking. Now, Kyle keeps saying he's going to sue these people. I don't know what's taking so long. You know, there seems to be at least a few low-hanging fruit targets that he could go after. We also saw Nicholas Sandman settle several lawsuits. Now, there seems to be this like this like general consensus that Nicholas Sandman's super duper rich. Maybe we'll never know. They were settled out of court. You know, if the kid got enough money to pay for his college education, I'd say that was a win. If it's millions and millions and millions, I don't know. There have been people that have told me that they know his lawyer and that it was a lot of money. Maybe. I doubt it, though. I doubt it was like millions and millions. Maybe. Now, Alex has been ordered to pay $4.1 million to the parents after saying he could pay nothing over $2 million. Of course, this trial happened in Austin, Texas. The verdict was reached on Thursday. Essentially, just how much money, since this was a civil case, how much money he was supposed to pay them. The parents had sought $150 million in compensation for defamation and intentional infliction of emotional distress for all the damages and harm that his lies have caused him over the span of a decade. Jones' attorneys asked the jury to limit damages to $8, $1 each for the compensation, and Jones himself said any award over $2 million would quote-unquote sink us. Now, there are a lot of interesting questions to be asked about the incident. Now, sometimes, what's its Hanlon's razor or whatever? Or is it, yeah, Hanlon's razor? Where, like, you can't attribute malice to what can be best described with as, like, idiocy. But there were several interesting eyebrow-raising moments where Alex's own defense team sent the opposition legal team an entire digital copy of his phone. On top of that, now, not only did they use that in court to get Alex in a pretty spicy gotcha moment, they also people are saying that they will be taking that said phone and using it against him on the Capitol Hill stuff. Now, on Wednesday, an accountant who oversees free speech system financing testified that Alex withdrew, quote, $62 million from the company over the last 14 years, and that $9 million in crypto donations went directly to him. A separate, shorter trial to discuss punitive damages will be discussed following the jury's verdict. The damages are awarded when the court finds the defendant behavior to be especially offensive. During the final day of the trial, the host got into a row with the family's attorney, Joseph F. Don't Care, flipping off him in court. On Tuesday, he once again argued with Bankson and his team, argued that they were feeding the jury, quote, fake videos during the trial, causing one of the attorneys to lash out against him. "Oh, shut your mouth," the lawyer told him as he walked away. Jones responded, "That's what you're trying to do. Shut my mouth. You'll never succeed." And there was obviously some moments that were not awesome, you know, for him. And again, he was wrong about that. And it's just interesting to talk about the double standard that this really puts on display. And it was obviously just a terrible incident that he got wrong. I don't think anyone's denying that. But, however, I'll say, it's interesting to look at, you know, some people think, wow, why did your lawyers, you know, completely torpedo you by sending your cell phone to the people who are suing you? That's a fair question to ask. Now, maybe they're just that dumb. That's fair to say. Maybe there was some other reason that they did it. I don't know. We can't know. We can't know what was really running through his head, but holy moly, that seems like a pretty big dereliction of duty. He talks about, you know, that he rants at his dang lawyers after the event. Now, the weird thing is, if he was really has 50, 60, 70 million dollars, this isn't going to bankrupt him. And I suspect that his viewers will rally to buy even more brain juice or whatever it is that he sells, or camping gear or whatever. He'll be able to come back from this. I don't think that, if the numbers are real, I don't know. You know, I don't know what his financials look like after the deplatforming, because, you know, the thing with Alex that has made, you know, that really fuels my affinity for him, other than him being hilarious at times, is, you know, at the end of the day, he's an entertainer, I believe. And he was the canary in the coal mine when we talk about, you know, the social media bannings that eventually led to the wide-scale banning of a sitting president. There were many things that he said that were outlandish and wild, but there were also many things that turned out to be true later. People always seem to ignore that. There were many things that he said that were, in fact, backed up by evidence, that people seem to forget. And yet they still banned him from everything. And yet he's built, essentially, a network where he can still distribute his show. This is not something most people could do. This isn't something, you know, yeah, if you had $50 million, you could do something like this. Build your own network, distribute your own show, find a way to do it, to get your show into the hands of people. But I've always been a strong proponent of, you know, the best disinfectant for bad information is sunlight. When you ban people, you just reassure their viewers and their fans that they are correct anyway. So I never think that banning is a great moment. And I do think one of the great moments of the trial for the rest of the world, it ended up getting a lot of things trending again on Twitter. It sparked the conversation again about these people. And it's this. This is a meme I made by Damon Imani. I want to give credit.
One of the things you've been talking about on your show.
So it says, one of the things you've been talking about on your show is that, like, the government is taking part in the terrible things that Jeffrey did, and things of that nature.
That government officials are...
Now, we still don't have the black book. We still don't have any clients, you know.
Child trafficking and the grooming of children, right?
Yeah.
You mean like what Jeffrey Epstein did with the Clintons?
I mean, that's on record now. That's on record. Everybody saw it. It's in the court documents. Like, only Alex would have the stones to do that. Yeah, he screwed up and he's going to pay the price for it. But that doesn't automatically, like, negate everything else. Yeah, he shouldn't have said that stuff. Nobody's saying that. But I still have an affinity for him because he is still an important free speech case study. I hope you enjoyed this video. We'll talk to you again real soon. Hey, if you did, make sure you click that red subscribe button down below, by the way. We'll talk to you again real soon.